couple weeks ago with the HyperMag. You know, the HyperMag is not new to the Lews line, but it's been reinvented in a way. You know, replace the handles on it with what I think are the best handles ever made. The wind grip style grip on them, they're just the perfect size and they're powerful because you need that. You need to be able to get a hold of it because basically when you're flipping grass, that reel becomes a winch and you're just, you know, you're using a rod and that reel, and basically what that reel's doing is keeping up the slack and using that big rod to pull those fish out quick. Because we have a tendency to set the hook harder than we need to. You know, that low stretch line and that big rod, you'll tear a hole. So that high speed HyperMag, just being able to get it in. The cool thing about the HyperMag is what I noticed, the weight difference is incredible. You know, my 711 rod's a big rod with a 1 ounce or 1 1/4 ounce jig on the end of it. We're talking about a lot of weight. By putting that HyperMag on there, honestly, I've said this a couple times, it's like fishing with air. It's like it takes half the weight off the rod, regardless if, you know, if you're cranking with it, you know, spinnerbait, whatever. It's just so light. But I think what has impressed me the most about it is, you know, I'd had the opportunity a couple weeks ago to crank with it. And of course, it was perfect, it's light, you know, I'm repetitively throwing a crankbait for 16 hours and just that lightness and the power of it and the speed and the accurate casting. But what I'm more impressed with now is it takes a beating. You know, cranking, it has effects a lot of casting and winding on the reel, but the reel doesn't really take a beating. Flipping that grass with that big jig and that braid and with the drag cranked as tight as it'll get, it's where all the shock is going. It's going in the reel. So the reel is getting shocked. And the HyperMag, again, performed flawlessly. I'll be honest with you, you'll see this next year on tour that there'll be a whole deck of HyperMags on my boat. I'm just that impressed. It performed in my favorite way of fishing, you know, so it just doesn't get any better than that.